Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Ain Hidayah and the movie that we choose for this assignment is The Big Short. The Big Short is a 2015 film adaptation of Arthur Michael Lewis' best-selling book of the same name. It was directed by Adam McKay. The Big Short chronicles the years to 2007 to 2008 about global economic crisis, and it focusing on several financial professionals who predicted and profited from the collapse. Next, I'm going to explain about the synopsis of this movie. In 2008, Wall Street guru Michael Burry realizes that a number of subprime home loans are in danger of defaulting. Thus, Burry bets against the housing market by throwing more than $1 billion of his investor money into credit default swaps. His action attracted the attention of banker Jared Bennett, acted by Ryan Gosling, hedge fund specialist Mark Baum, acted by Steve Carell, and other greedy opportunists. Together, these men make a fortune by taking full advantage of the impending economic collapse in America. We are going to explain about the organizational culture. Organizational culture is defined as the underlying belief, assumptions, values, and way of interacting that contribute to the unique social and psychological environment of an organization. There are 6 primary characteristics seems to capture the essence of an organizational culture. The first one is detail orientation, which is the degree to which employees are expected to exhibit precision, analysis, and attention to detail. So, let us watch this video first before I elaborate more about this point.
Did you think it was strange when tech bubble burst in 2001 and the housing market in San Jose, the tech capital of the world, went up?
No, it's housing. Housing is always stable, low risk.
Stop that. I want you to get me the top 20 selling mortgage bonds.
So you want to know what the top 20 selling mortgage bonds are?
No. I want to know what mortgages are in each one.
Aren't those mortgages made of... Wait, aren't those bonds made up of thousands and thousands of mortgages? Right away, Dr. Murray.
Based on this video just now, I can conclude that being detail-oriented means paying close attention to all of the small particulars when working on a task or project. Detail-oriented employees complete each assignment as flawlessly as possible before moving to the next task. This means the project that they submit are usually high-quality work with little to no errors. This is because detail-oriented employees focus closely on each project and constantly find ways to finish their task efficiently. That's all for me, so now I'm gonna pass the baton to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum. Hello, my name is Adami Ameh. My metric number is 054879. So today I'm gonna talk about the adaptability in this movie. The Big Short is the 2050 Oscar-winning screenplay which filled with botanic desert. Okay, number 1 is manager hedge fund capital. Dr. Michael Burry was very innovative person. He created a new sort of financial instrument called a credit default swap, which will allow him to short the housing market. Dr. Burry announced he gonna short housing, and he announced to his partner, which is Lauren. But Lauren tell him to stick to the housing market because he said that housing has never failed, so this was a big bet. And Lauren doesn't want to take this risk. But Dr. Michael Burry has do a deep analysis in this, and without further ado, he visit bank and buy 1.3 billion in short against housing. This was gonna be a big risky investment. And then Dr. Burry tell Lauren that he made the bet anyway. Lauren didn't agree to this. He was very distressed, and it's gonna be a blundering mistake, he think. Very high risk and crazy experiment because Lauren think no one doesn't pay their housing loan. But Michael already do a deep analysis, so he do it anyway. Dr. Burry also encourage his investor and make them invest in this, although they are confused and they have a lot of debt in this short housing, but because they also know that housing market is so solid, but they trust Dr. Michael Burry, so they invest in it anyway. Okay, the next part is about former bond salesman Jared Bennett. Jared Bennett inadvertently discovered Burry credit default swap question and agree with Dr. Burry analysis of the market, and he decided to start selling them. Okay, Mark Bum is a hedge fund manager. So Jared Bennett called Mark Bum to collaborate about this shorting housing bond. Jared Bennett called Mark Bum because he want Mark Bum to invest in this shorting housing bond. Okay, Jared give his presentation about this to Mark Bum and the team. Okay, Mark Bum was very adaptability person, and he agree with Jared Bennett, although they also have a lot of doubt. But Mark Bum also a genius person. He tried to investigate about this first, then he found out that this was true. Besides, he also realized that the housing bubble will ultimately pop and may in fact lead to the collapse of the United States economy. But his team still a little bit confused about this, and Mark Bum said put his trust on him, and he tried to convince his team in order to invest in the housing short. Then they invest around 50 million in housing short. That's all. Thank you.
Bonds only fail if millions of Americans don't pay their mortgages. That's never happened in history. If you'll excuse me, Dr. Burry, it seems like a foolish investment.
Well, based on prevailing sentiment of the market, banks, and popular culture, yes, it's a foolish investment, but everyone's wrong.
That's a good one.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Zahira. So I continue on the result or outcome orientation. Result or outcome orientation is the degree which management only focus on the outcome and the result rather than the process and technique used to achieve them. But before that, let's watch the related scene first.
Hiya, Frank. How are the wife and kids? You know, for you, I'm considering treasury bonds and utility stocks. Smoke?
In the late 70s, banking wasn't a job you went into to make large sums of money. It was a fucking snooze.
How about those Mets?
Filled with losers, like selling insurance or accounting. And if banking was boring, then the bond department at the bank was straight up comatose. We all know about bonds. You give them to your snot-nosed kid when he turns 15. Maybe when he's 30, he makes $100. Boring. That is until Louis Ranieri came on the scene at Solomon Brothers. You might not know who he is, but he changed your life more than Michael Jordan, the iPod, and YouTube put together.
All right, gentlemen, let's get some money in here. Let's make some money. What do you say?
You see, Louis didn't know it yet, but he'd already changed banking forever with one simple idea.
The mortgage-backed security, or private label MBS. You've got your average person's mortgage, fixed rate, 30 years, boring, safe, small payoff, right? But when you have thousands of them all bundled together, suddenly the yield goes up, but the risk is still small because Well, they're mortgages. And who the hell doesn't pay their mortgage?
What exactly is the credit rating on this bond?
This bond, gentlemen, is AAA rated.
This is exactly what the Michigan State Pension Fund has been looking for. I'll buy 20 million.
Oh, come on, live a little.
25 million.
The money came raining down. And for the first time, the banker went from the country club to the strip club. And America barely noticed as its #1 industry became boring old banking. And then one day, almost 30 years later in 2008, it all came crashing down.
So, based on the first scene, we can see that on late 70s, banking department wasn't enjoyable works and unprofitable until Luis Ranieri came and suggested to do a mortgage-backed security, which offer a high profit with a low risk and positively change the banking industry. But unfortunately, after almost 30 years, they're all crashing down.
So do I get the job? I really think I could help your fund.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You're David. David, great. I guess I'll go find a desk. Is there anything you want me to work on for start?
Yeah.
You could let me know later, and I could come back.
Did you think it was strange when the tech bubble burst in 2001 and the housing market in San Jose, the tech capital of the world, went up?
That's strange. No, it's housing. Housing is always stable, low risk.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah. I want you to get me the top 20 selling mortgage bonds.
So you want to know what the top 20 selling mortgage bonds are?
No. I want to know what mortgages are in each one.
Wait, aren't those mortgages made up of... Wait, aren't those bonds made up of thousands and thousands of mortgages? Right away, Dr. Berry.
Based on the second scene, so we can see that Dr. Michael Berry or Mike identified there is a problem with housing mortgage and announced to short housing, which is he's going to sell all his housing stock market and buy credit swap against the housing. But Lawrence, my partner, doesn't agree and advised Mike to think about it again. But still, Mike think it's true, and so Mike stick with his stance and go for it, and later he make a huge profit.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Sadri Benson Simon and my meeting number is 055623. So I'm going to continue about people and customer orientation part. It's a degree to which management decision consider the effect of outcome and people within and outside the organization. It's happened because the bank keep approving mortgage loan from the broker even without having the people writing check. They are determined to keep on earning money that they did not realize some of the mortgage loan will pass their due date. Furthermore, people or customer orientation also assure the customer that what they went into has some sense of insurance and is not some fraudulent transaction. This can be seen on the part where Dr. Michael Berry constantly keep his eye into the profit or losses he is earning from the money of an investor. He was attentive enough of his client demand that he emailed them of where their money was, and he was concerned of getting their money back from the risky investment that he made. This is because he don't want issue on 2008 happen again, which is the global economic collapse, because they did not foresee what's going to happen next. This strategy was also used by Jerome McNabb. When the rate was still normal, Mark Brown called him down to his office to make Jerome assure him that they were earning from their investment since they are paying high premium for it. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Shamim and I will explain for you about the element of organization culture, which is collaboration and team orientation. Okay, first of all, the team collaboration and orientation carries meaning, the degree to which work activities are organized around teams rather than individuals. Okay, from the Big Short movie, the scene that we can take about collaboration and team orientation, when two young investors, which is Carly Geller and Jamie Shipley, who discover a paper written by Vinay about credit default swap. They seek the investment advice of retired banker Ben Rickett. Shipley and Geller make a series of successful bid against mortgage-backed securities, and the housing market, when it finally does start to collapse, making a fortune on their trade. That is about collaboration between Charlie Geller and Jamie Shipley.
I need you to leave.
Yep, we're going. Let's go.
Look at this. This guy says that the housing market's a giant bubble.
Okay, so this part isn't totally accurate. You know, we didn't find Jared Bennett's housing bubble pitch in the lobby of a bank that rejected us. The truth is, a friend had told Charlie about it, and I read about it in Grant's Interest Rate Observer.
This is crazy. This is crazy stuff. Shit, he's saying that there's 10-to-1 returns on credit default swaps for mortgage-backed securities, and the whole housing market is about to collapse.
For Jamie and Charlie, the housing market doomsday prediction was music to their ears.
I'm so happy, 'cause today I found my friends. They're in my head.
They had started working out of Jamie's garage with $110,000 Jamie had saved, taking sailboats up and down the East Coast.
Our investment strategy was simple. People hate to think about bad things happening, so they always underestimate their likelihood.
Their strategy was simple and brilliant.
What he said.
Jamie and Charlie found markets will sell options very cheaply on things they think will never happen. So when they were wrong small, but when they were right big.
Okay, another scene that we can take from the Big Short movie is when Jared Bennett collaborate with Mark Bond about shorting housing bond.
What's that smell?
The cologne?
No.
Opportunity.
No. Money.
Okay.
I smell money.
Okay.
Okay, through this film, we also can see there are many agreements made between bank and investor, as Jared Bennett did with Duchess Bank, learning about Dr. Berry theory and try to find investor to make similar between with Duchess Bank.
It was below 550.
Get the fuck out of here.
You want me to really blow your mind? When the market deems a bond too risky to buy, what do you think we do with it? Take a guess.
I don't know, you tell me.
All right. You think we just warehouse it on the books? No. We just repackage it with a bunch of other shit that didn't sell and put it into a CDO.
A CDO?
Yes, a CDO.
What is that?
This is where we take a bunch of Bs, double Bs, and triple Bs that haven't sold, and we put them in a pile. And when the pile gets large enough, the whole thing is suddenly considered diversified. And then the whores at the rating agency give it a 92, 93% AAA rating. No questions asked.
Say that again.
A collateralized debt obligation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Amr Shah bin Subishah. My metric number is 054494. Today I will explain about my part, which is integrity. I have watched this movie about 2 times, exactly 1 time and half. The second time I watch, I can finish it. This movie tells us about the economic collapse. Also, this movie shows us about the unintegrity of financial institutions and bankers. If we can see at the first hour of this movie, the main character, Dr. Michael Burry, I think, how to pronounce it, Dr. Michael Burry, has come to a few financial institutions to make some kind of deals and loans. But the financial institution people just accept and agree about the loans without telling the true risk of making the loans. what I understand about integrity is, if it is good, just say it is good, and if it is bad, just say it is bad. Don't just to think about making profit and revenue, but also think about the impact that will come to the man one day.
Dr. Berry, these should be fine.
Yeah, we're prepared to sell you $5 million in credit default swaps on these mortgage bonds.
Can we make it 100 million?
Absolutely, we can make it 100 million.
We'll be in touch. Send some paperwork over.
I like these cups. Could I take one for my
yes.
son?
Yes. I have two.
Hi, we meet again in conclusion part. I just want to say that we as a boss or employees, we need to learn to adapt diverse of cultures and circumstances, not just in the workplace. And remember that the best culture makes employee happy, feel safe and comfortable. And the most important is a company's employees are its greatest assets. Bye.